Hi everyone, I just want to go through the 3 funnels that I've implemented in my business that allows me to book at least 10 calls every single month that bring me consistent revenue. I use this for myself and my clients to book calls on autopilot, and I really want to show you the ins and outs of it. A lot of business leaders have a problem. They know their business in and out, but they don't necessarily know how to book meetings or sell what their business does to its ideal audience. I'm going to show you how I do it for my business and how I do it for my clients, and how you can actually do it to be more effective. How many meetings have you booked in the past month? How many meetings are you looking to book in the next 30 days? Now that you have both numbers, do you know exactly what you need to do to get from how many meetings you booked in the previous month to how many meetings you actually want to be booking? Because if we know what happens in the past, we can influence what happens in the future. When it comes to generating leads, there's only really 2 types of businesses. The first type struggles with their messaging because they're not 100% sure who to target. They're wasting time just on weak lead magnets and don't get any progress, and they don't do outreach consistently. And because they don't do outreach consistently, they don't have a steady flow of leads to target. Now, the second type focuses on building a loyal audience and has a system in place that allows them to do things like scale their outreach out and also have messaging in place that is designed to target their specific ideal client. What I would ask is, what type describes you best? Type 1 or type 2? Now, if you're type 1, you do have a lot of work to do, but it's definitely doable. If you're a type 2, you're going in the right direction and you need to just double down on what you're doing. Now I'm going to go through the 3 funnels that have helped me scale my outreach out and develop a personal brand that has allowed me to attract ideal clients to me on autopilot. The first funnel, and also the easiest funnel to start with, is your content funnel. Now, when I say content funnel, I mean your emails, I mean your newsletters, your content on social media, your videos, your testimonials, anything that you can give to other people for free and show other people for free is part of your content engine. And when you do more of that, you become more top of mind. So people may not buy from you straight away, but when they do need something from you, they're going to think in their head, hold on a minute, I've seen content from this person before. I know they do the very thing I'm looking for. I'm going to go to them. The problem is, if you don't do content, you are basically invisible. Start creating content now so you are more top of mind. Before you go any further, pause the video, open your LinkedIn profile and see, does your headline clearly say who you help and how you actually help them? If not, use this formula on screen to make a higher converting headline for your business right now. When it comes to your content system, I focus on 3 different things. These 3 things are reach, speed, and type. Now I'm going to break down each one of these in a little bit more detail for you. So the first point is reach. Reach is quite simple to understand. You need to get the right post to the right audience. I mean making a post that is relevant to the people that you want to work with. That way you can get the right kind of reach. The second point I want to touch upon is speed. So many people I encounter will say, I don't have enough knowledge to make content, or I don't have enough ideas to make content with. And I would say, you do have enough. The only thing is you don't know how to actually distill it into content that will be useful. Most people remember things when it's repeated to them. So you can literally make the same piece of content and remix it over and over again. But one thing is for certain, when your audience don't hear enough from you, then you will be forgotten. If you post one piece of content one day and then don't post for 3 weeks, then you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot. You need to be current, you need to be consistent. So posting 2 to 3 times a week at least will definitely help you be remembered. So speed is something that's very important. When I say speed, I mean the right cadence with the right audience will get you the right exposure. So now we are talking about type. When I say type, I mean the right type of content. So some audiences respond better to text content than they do to video-based content. Depending on the industry you are trying to target, you need to learn this by doing trial and error. But the only way you're going to learn this is by getting enough content out there. So if you're not posting, you won't ever know. The only way you're going to know is if you post. Try this exercise. Go onto your last LinkedIn post and see if it got any engagement. Now, if it didn't, rewrite that post with this formula below. First, create a really good hook, then transition to talking about the pain, then talk about the solution, and then put a CTA in. This is a very simple structure that works for most content out there. If you want to have a piece of content that flows seamlessly and will get engagement, this is the way you structure it. If all of this seems interesting and you want to understand how you can have all of this done for you as a fully managed service, click the link below and have a free implementation call with myself and my team, and we can go through your options there. The second funnel is your outreach funnel, which is your acquisition engine. Without it, you will not be able to efficiently go after enough people to scale your business out. If you rely solely on referrals, you will not be able to do this. Your outreach funnel has 3 parts to it that you need to focus on. Those 3 parts are prospect, invite, and follow-up, with a very heavy emphasis on timing. Now, when it comes to outreach, the main thing you're trying to gain out of this is not a client, it is to have a relevant conversation. You want to target the right audience at the right time with your messaging to have the right kind of conversation. You don't want to get on anyone's nerves. You want to be as informative and as relaxed as possible because you don't want to put pressure on the other person. So get into the mindset of not thinking, oh, this person could be negative or this person could tell me to go away or anything. You're just presenting them with a conversation to have. The next step is the invitation. Now, if you do this wrong, you will scare away 99% of the people you actually outreach to. Nobody wants to be seeing emails from people they have no idea about saying, can we jump on a call? You need to present them with something that shows your credibility or your authority, or give away something for free, like a freebie that will help them first. Do something for the person on the other end of this conversation before you ask them for their well-earned time. That way you don't come across as greedy and you look like you're just trying to be helpful rather than just trying to get something off them like money. So remember that the timing of your invitation is just as important as the message of your invitation. The final stage is the follow-up, and this is probably the biggest and the most important stage of the whole part of you doing outreach, mainly because most of the money you make will be made from your follow-ups to begin with. We are also busy. We don't always respond to every outreach message the first time we see it, but if we're seeing a message that's relevant to us, eventually when we do need whatever this person's selling, we are going to go back to them. And then when we need something, we're going to get it from the person who's actually messaging us. The problem is so many people are so scared of sending outreach messages that they don't follow up. And when you don't follow up, all you're doing is you're educating this person on what you do and making them become solution aware and making them become problem aware. And then when you don't follow up, you're essentially giving your hard-earned work to someone else, because when another person messages them with a similar solution, this prospect is going to go with them because they already know what their problem is because you've educated them. So just be very wary to follow up with every lead that comes your way. If you're wondering what message you can send in the DMs, don't worry, I've got you. This is an easy to use LinkedIn DM template which I've used for myself and other clients and got good responses with. You start off by always putting the person's name. You don't want to come across like a robot. So, hey Sarah, and put a relevant trigger in the relevant trigger bracket. This can be something on their profile. This can be something to do with their business, something to do with their experience, or something to do with their industry. Just make sure it's something personalized to them. And then ask, are you open to connecting and discussing? And then put a piece of value that you can give them based on your services or what you do. Don't outright ask them, can I help you with this or can I work with you on this? But put something that's relevant to what you do and how you can help them in the value part. The last stage I like to focus on is building strong magnets. So lead magnets are fantastic at inviting people to your business's ecosystem without you having to personally invite them, without you having to constantly say to them, look, I do this and this is going to help you with this. Basically, a lead magnet is something that you create that can give people value, ideally for free. And once you create it, you can continually use this to get more leads interested in your business. There are 3 parts within the magnet system which you need to create to make it effective. Your lead magnet needs to be valuable, it needs to be clear, and it needs to be actionable. When it comes to your lead magnet, we'll be focusing primarily on the problem that the lead magnet solves. So when you focus on value in regards to your lead magnet, you need to make sure that you're solving the right problem for the right need for your customer. Because you could solve a problem that they have, but if it's not for the right need itself, if it's not an important thing, or if it's not business critical, then people won't really care to action upon it. You want to make sure you're solving a problem that's actually going to move the needle a little bit in the business itself. You definitely want to do something that will help a business get from one stage to the next. Your lead magnet needs to have the right directions attached to it to show people how to use the information they are actually absorbing. The point of this lead magnet is to help them, to make sure they can achieve their goals quicker. So by just giving them a lead magnet that is really complicated, you're not helping them. So just keep that in mind. And your lead magnet needs to be actionable to be super effective. The best way to think about this is, if your lead magnet is helping someone achieve a certain result, show them the results they can possibly achieve by the actions that you took to achieve them. So if your lead magnet is saying, I can help you create content in like half the time, show them the results that you use from using this framework, and then walk through each step one by one as to how you got the results you got. That way you can attract the right people using the right results, which focus on the right problem, and it will help you get the right client from the people that actually join your lead magnet. To simply break down all 3 stages, I would think of it this way. Content makes you more visible and builds trust for your brand. Outreach ensures you get clients without waiting for them to find you. And your magnets capture leads and nurture them so you never miss a sale. If you have all 3 of these stages dialed in, your lead gen will be a lot easier. My name's Johnny, and I was a recruitment consultant for nearly 10 years. I also started to notice that a lot of businesses in recruitment don't do content creation very well. So now I've started a content agency that exclusively works with recruitment agencies. I'm very passionate about helping recruitment agencies do better on social media and also build email lists that will make them a bit more savvy when it comes to selling their offers. What I want to speak to you about going forward is my business offer, which is called Pipeline OS. We dial in for your business the very 3 things we spoke about on this video itself. We get your content right, we get your outreach humming, and we get your lead magnets created. When you don't have good content for your business becomes invisible. When you don't have outreach constantly going out for your business gets ignored. When you don't have magnets that are connecting people to your business will have an empty pipeline. But when you have all 3 of these things in place, your content actually speaks to your ideal audience, and you will have them understanding exactly what you're about and part of your community. Your outreach will actually be hitting the right people, which means you'll follow up with the right people, and it just becomes a numbers game at that point. You will get more clients. And your lead magnets will provide your audience and your community with the help they need to see you as a thought leader and someone in the forefront of their industry. If you want this fully done for you and you don't want to go about figuring this out yourself, just click below and book an implementation call with myself and my team, and I can help you get your acquisition system up and running.